I'm Josh Weisbrot.
And I'm Ruben Miranda.
And here we are, talking about comics again.
As if nothing ever happened.
It's exactly the same. Oh, I already got this in my hand. Oh my gosh. Well, guess what came out this week?
What is it, Josh?
It's the Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck companion.
Oh, I know you've been waiting for a while for that.
Oh my gosh, you would not believe the things I've gone through.
Oh, sure I would. I've heard all the stories.
There's a lot of stories about that I don't want to tell anybody here. Anyway, a lot of characters. Look, Magica Dispel is here. You get to see these are the stories that take place in between the stories in the Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck.
Look at that gorgeous Don Rosa art.
He is so great. We got Huey, Dewey, and Louie show up in here. We got Scrooge, Magica Dispel, this pig guy who's, obviously he's evil. Look at him. Oh, what a jerk. And, there's also, Flint
This week also sees a new Simpsons collection. It's Homer for the holidays. It's a bunch of Christmas stories. I know also timers remember that the very first aired Christmas Simpsons episode was a Christmas story. It was wonderful. That told the story of how Santa's little helper became a part of the Simpsons clan. It's a bunch of different stories throughout the years from Simpsons comics. It's what you expect. It's Simpsons goodness, all in the Matt Groening style, by various people. I'm sure Phil Ortiz is in there. He's a sweet guy. I met him, and we had a good time together doing a show, and now we're friends. We're friends.
Good time, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's great, fun Simpsons stuff. Everything Simpsons is great and fun, and this is no exception. It's what you expect. It's exactly Simpsons goodness. Good stuff. I keep just going on and on because I think he's going to jump in at any second.
Oh yeah, of course I am. Guess what came out? Green Lantern Chronicles Volume 3. These are the Green Lantern stories from the Silver Age, represented in chronological order, one at a time. It's about a man who dresses up in a green costume.
And he has a ring.
He's got a ring.
He can will to make virtually anything happen.
He usually makes fists come out of it, or nets, or sometimes he makes himself fly with it. Pretty much always.
He wasn't really very imaginative.
His best friend Pie Face, who's an Eskimo, that's why his name is Pie Face, because Eskimo pies. That's
exactly
Eskimos
so.
make pies. And the Flash shows
It was
up
the
in here.
60s.
So, the Flash is in here too, in case you...
the 50s.
That's
early Gil Kane. Later on, his style changed dramatically. Once he got to look at some other... I think it was Art Crumb who made him go a completely different route with his art. But by the time he got to Marvel, he was a completely different style.
Anyway, don't be fooled. These are insane. These are insane. They're insane and hilarious.
Also out, another collection of great old stuff is Savage Sword of Conan number 8. These are stories that were originally in the black and white Marvel Conan magazine, Savage Sword of Conan magazine, where they could tell stories that were a little more gritty than they told in the 4-color comic. It's great stuff. There's a lot of John Buscema up in there with Rudy Nebres inks, that looks like, and a bunch of those other guys. I'm sure that that's definitely Rudy Nebres over Buscema. Anyway, it's great Conan stuff. It's Conan doing what he does best, hacking up sorcerers and hearing the lamentation of the...
Look at that.
That's not Conan. They hearing the lamentation of the women conquering his enemies. That's stuff that he likes to do, that he told us about, etc.
Yep. Guess what else? Usagi's out.
Yay!
Yeah, this is about a rabbit who's a samurai. This is the first of a two-part story.
I also picked that one.
Oh yeah, this is because this is so good.
It's a great book.
I bet you can't read it just once.
It's,
probably read it 3 or 4 times.
Get 2 copies because you'll hold the first one so tightly, and because it's so exciting and so thrilling that you'll damage it, and you might as well keep one to put in the bag somewhere and keep it healthy for your progeny.
Anyway, this is a great place to jump on. Just like any Usagi issue, you can read any single one of them by itself, or just read the whole thing in order. It's great.
It's a long-running book, but they're all kept in print. And we carry every volume that exists, and we even have a few that don't really exist at all. But it's a terrific book, a creator-owned book that's been around for a long time, and it's wonderful and brilliant and
He's
fantastic.
like a badass. Look at that. He's such a badass.
Who the hell did ink that? Is that?
I don't know who inked it.
It looks very different from Sakai's
It
normal
looks like him, but it's not. It is him, but it doesn't.
He's doing a little something different there.
It is him, but it doesn't look like him.
Speaking of things that aren't different, there's a whole bunch of stuff that came out this week that some of you might be interested in. There's the new Captain America by Brubaker. That's probably a very good book. Brubaker's a damn good writer. I mean, he finally got me looking at Batman again. Speaking of Batman, this is not by Brubaker. It's David Hine, who's another terrific writer, especially adept at writing very creepy and wild type stories. He's there. That's got to be wonderful. Here's Paul Griffin Ristis's Weird World of Jack Staff. This has been around for a little while and it's terrific. It's a black and white book, a British superhero, obviously, called Jack Staff. It's terrific. It's a lot of fun. There's the new Wonder Woman by Straczynski and a bunch of other people. This series it's early in its run. There's Incognito by Brew Baker. Sorry, Lindsay, but I'm flying through this very quickly because there's a lot of good stuff. Def is slumming into the DC universe from the Vertigo there in action. I don't know quite what's going on there, but it's the first time I have any reason to take a look at a Superman book. There's a new Bart Simpson there. Bart Simpson, sore loser, typical of him. Day Lay meets the 99. The 99, some of you might know, is probably the best-selling comic book in the world. It's about a group of Muslim superheroes, which is very interesting indeed, and in this issue they meet the JLA somehow. There's a new Creepy, new stories in the old vein of Creepy blah blah blah, and there's a Hellblazer, City of Demons is an currently ongoing miniseries about our friend Hellblazer and a particular blah blah blah. You were saying, Josh?
Oh, well, I was saying there's a new Fantastic Four out this week, and, you know, somebody's going to die. We're on the countdown to casualty.
Again?
Number 3, yeah, they always die, and then they come back, but you never know. Maybe this will just be it. This will be the last time.
I wish.
Yeah, so, I don't know who it's going to be. It looks like somebody's crying. Valeria made a deal with Doom in the last one. To refresh your memory, we got the Silver Surfer jumping in. I don't want to spoil it for you.
That's it for me.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. Also, Bulletproof Coffin.
That's good stuff.
Speaking of David Hine, another great a great comic by a great writer, and Shaky Kane is doing the artwork.
It can't be his real name.
I don't think it is. I think he's got a different name. Oh, look at that. Naked.
Sexy.
Whoa. Sorry for all the kids watching at home. Avengers is out this week as well. John Romita Jr. We got Klaus Janson inking it, Brian Bendis writing it. And if you don't like artwork, they always have this thing at the end too. The oral history of the Avengers.
Oh, look, that's Don Heckart.
Yeah, they have some cool stuff in there. It's pretty fun stuff. It's interesting. They're going to the future and the past, and
you have another Superman there.
Superman. Guess what? This is a fill-in writer because John Straczynski, or not John, but J. Michael Straczynski is.
Hey, that reminds me. There's a new Superman graphic novel.
By
actually.
J. Michael Straczynski.
It's brand new, and it details the I guess in the current mythos how Clark Kent first undressed himself as Superman, or revealed himself to be Superman in costume.
First time he took off his clothes.
Yes, in public for people to see his super prowess. So that's brand new, and it's brand new. I mean, it's not a collection of anything that's been around before. It's a brand new book done in one hardcover. It's a very handsome book.
By the current regular writer of Superman.
Yes.
This is what he was doing instead this week.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, and if you want to catch up in Fantastic Four to the point where they all die, guess what? The Jonathan Hickman Fantastic Four came out with a hardcover, the third one in the series. So
is that Nathaniel Richards?
He is back, and he's teaming up with Reed and Dr. Doom, the Thing. They're all ready to rock. I don't want to spoil it for you. I don't.
This came out last week, but I thought I should mention it since you did. And it's Cuba, My Revolution. It's by Dan Haspiel. Dan Haspiel is a fantastic comics artist who's been around in the business for some time. He did a great book called The Alcoholic with Jason Aaron, and he's done books with Harvey Pekar, American Splendor. A fantastic storyteller. This is probably an incredibly wonderful book because this guy is just an awesome storyteller. Look at this. He packs a lot of stuff into a page. It's very expressive start. You know exactly what's going on when you look at these pages. There's no guessing about it. It's pretty straightforward. It's nonfiction. It's wonderful. It's Cuba, My Revolution by Inverna and Dean Haspiel. Great stuff.
Woo! Only thing I got left is Justice League Generation Lost. It is Ice is Crazy. This comic is so awesome that whenever I get to the end of it. What?
You is what you said?
I is what?
Right.
I don't remember. I don't
go
remember. Anyway, this is so cool that whenever I get to the end, I'm like, yo, I hope the end doesn't come anytime soon. And then it does, and that's really tough for me to handle for another 2 weeks. Oh, also Time Masters, which ties into that as well. Hey, you know what? This is awesome, okay? Because if you are sorry that Dan Jurgens' Booster Gold is ended, this is like you get to see that again. even though we still get the Booster Gold in Generation Lost and in Booster Gold by Giffen and DeMatteis. But
right.
you
So
know,
those of you who didn't support that book that got canceled can probably pick
no,
up
it
this
still
one.
exists.
Oh.
It still
You just
exists.
said- you
They're all currently on the racks because everybody loves them, including you, our viewers at home. And look, the cover actually moves. Ooh.
You're moving it.
No, it's moving
You're
for
moving
real. Look, it's moving. Anyway, so you got anything
Right.
else?
That's pretty much everything I sold. I mean, there's other collections of great old stuff like this Amazing Spider-Man
Oh,
collection
shit.
by Stan Lee and John Romita. Spider-Man was rarely better than this. Well, maybe in the earlier issues by Steve Ditko, but it kicks modern comic books.
Oh my
Spider-Man
God!
comic books right in the ass.
It just
but,
beats them with the proportion.
it's great stuff. It's
ferocity of
wonderful. Oh, the
spider.
first Mary Jane is in there if you're into that type of thing,
I
and
am.
there's a lot of great stuff going on there. The Rhino and a bunch of other characters. The Kingpin, great classic villains, great classic comics, wonderful. And
He goes to
you know,
college, right?
he's in college.
He's in college.
He's in college. He's got a little scooter too. He piles around a little scooter.
Really lame.
Sometimes.
Really lame.
What?
He's a real
That's
dork.
the way people got around in the '60s.
He's
You
a-
know, you weren't there.
He's a big dork. I
When
was
you weren't
around.
around in
I was
the
in the 60s.
You weren't. Older than he looks.
I am in the 60s.
Right. So, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well.
It's so weird.
Right.
We're back here.
Yes.
doing this.
Yeah. You know, I did take a little break, Josh. I don't know if you noticed, but I was gone for a little while.
I didn't realize that, but he was
I went on a couple little trips.
on a
I
tour.
went to some comic book conventions. I traveled the country and I went to different
Baltics
places.
and
And the only
Netherlands.
thing I proved to myself was what I already knew, that this is the place for new comics, for a great variety of comics, for knowledgeable staff and fairly charming people who help you find your stuff and get you your stuff. This is the best place possible, Forbidden Planet. And if you can't come here, you can go online and get just about anything we have, sometimes even at a little bit of a discount. So you guys are sitting pretty. It's good for you because we're here for you.
It's good for
to
us
help
'cause
you
we
with
get
this
to
stuff.
see you.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
We like
that's my
you.
favorite
We like
part.
comics and we like people who like comics.
Oh yeah, especially
It's
them.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do
So we'll see you next
hang
time, I
out,
guess.
do stuff.
We'll
Call
see you.
us.
Come on, come on
Call
in.
us. Go online. Do stuff with us.
You know,
We want-
touch
we want-
somebody,
we
let
want-
somebody touch you.
we want to
And
do
I mean
stuff.
that figuratively.
That's
I mean
all.
that
We'll all touch each other.
intellectually.
Right. Intellectual touching.
Yeah.
Meant to